5 important precautions to be taken before and after hair transplant so that it doesn't fail. Today we are here to discuss what are those problems or what are those points you should always keep in mind before you undergo the hair transplant procedure, or after hair transplant, what are those precautions or how you should take care of your transplant so that you get optimum satisfactory result. Here I would like to discuss little about what does hair transplant fail mean. So failing of hair transplant can be: number 1, you don't get full growth where you had the transplantation done. Number 2, there was over harvesting at the back so that such thin area has occurred at the back that people can see through the scalp. Number 3, there was a transplantation done, but there were areas where you still see some scarring or some see-through which looks odd. The angle, direction, density of your hairline looks odd. So all these fall in the category of failed hair transplant because you are not satisfied with your result. Let us discuss today how and why it can happen and what are the things you should always consider so that you get optimum result. My name is Dr. Preeti Saraswat. I'm American board certified hair transplant surgeon. Subscribe to this channel if you want to know more about hair and procedures related to it. Let us discuss the first precaution you should take before you go for hair transplant. Please choose your center and your doctor very thoughtfully. The doctor you choose should be properly qualified, experienced, and skillful. For that, always see the credentials of your doctor. They should be American board certified hair transplant surgeons. They should be members of different international and national societies like International Society of Hair Restoration Surgery, Asian Society of Hair Restoration Surgery, then Indian Society of Hair Restoration Surgery. All of these societies are doing beautiful work, wonderful work in the field of hair restoration. They keep us updated not only in the methodology but also in the tools, latest techniques, so that we can benefit our patients mostly in a very well way. So always see the credentials of the doctor where you are going and also the center. If you take care of the center and doctor, definitely you will be benefited with a good hairline design and good angle, direction, density of your hair and hairline. So you will be prevented from having a poor hairline with unnatural results and either angulation of hair and direction of hair, and so you will have a natural result which is so much required by anyone who is undergoing hair transplant. Always make it a point that your consultant you are seeing discusses your case in as per the long-term treatment planning, so that after you get your hair transplant done, they still look after you for the rest of your hair, and if you have any problems later on, if you require any more therapy, medication, surgery, they are there for you. If you're liking the video till now, please press the like button. So while you are undergoing hair transplant, if your surgeon over harvests your donor area, by this I mean if after hair transplantation there is a lot of see-through appearance in your donor area, it means the required number of grafts which were taken out were more than what they should be there. So there is a study in which it shows that if the scalp is visible, then we have already lost 50% of the existing grafts. So when the donor area is visible, it means more than 50% has been harvested. So there should not be over harvesting, and you should make it clear and you should talk with your consultant that when you have undergone hair transplant, the donor area should look good and there should be not evident see-through appearance of the scalp. If you have any problem regarding hair loss or you have any query for hair transplant, you can always write in the comment section below. We would be happy to answer it. As a person who needs to get a hair transplant done for himself, you need to understand that you have to have a realistic goal or expectation. You cannot demand a head full of dense hair when you have less donor area, because that will not happen. You have a limited donor area. From that we can take out 50% of it. So if you have a density of 80 grafts per centimeter square, we have to leave up to 40 grafts per centimeter square so that your donor area does not look sparse or clear see-through. So when you have the grafts in your hand which are so much less than the grafts you have already wasted, they have gone from your scalp. The ratio of grafts in hand is very much less than the ratio which is gone. Then those grafts are put very artistically in a very well-defined way. The softer one hair graft in the front rows, then the thicker hairs or 2 or 3 or 4 head grafts in the tuft and so on. So in this artistic way, we recreate your scalp hair in the best possible way. So please trust your doctor when you have your consultation. Do ask them how they plan to do it, and we will tell you how we plan to recreate the best of your scalp hair. Also, one very important question is when people ask, doctor, the quotation which you have given, the fees which you have given seems a bit more. Please feel free to ask why the quotation is a bit more than the rest of the clinics. At Saraswat Hospital, we use sapphire blades. We may be using various kinds of implanters, multi-implanters, then the tools and instruments imported, state-of-the-art, world-class equipments. Even if we are using jeweler's forceps, they are of such fine precision that the germ cell layer, the bulge and the dermal papilla, it is intact. We may be using the push technique, but the instruments and the skills, the techniques are up to the mark so that you get as best result as it can be. Here I want to tell you that if you have a question in your mind that will hair transplant cause my brain damage? Can it cause a brain tumor? Because these are the questions which were asked to us in the consultation. So we prepared a video for it. You can watch that video above and get your query answered. Now let us discuss what are the various precautions you should take after you get a hair transplant done. So the most important precaution is please prevent any trauma to the new hair follicles which are put. They're very soft and fragile. You need to prevent them from any banging or trauma. Like after you have your hair transplant done, because of the local anesthesia, this area is a bit numb. So sometimes what has happened when a patient has walked out of the clinic, they are sitting in the car. In spite of our telling, please mind the roof of the car, the upper side of the door when you're sitting in the car, sometimes they bang this area with the roof of the car and they don't feel it because it is a bit numb. In those cases, the roots may come out and then we have to take them again, we have to push them again so that the result does not get unsatisfactory. So first of all, prevent any trauma, prevent any infection by not scratching and not putting anything on it. So it's a no touch technique for you. Do not touch it at all. Just apply the normal saline as it is told to you in the post hair transplant instructions. And also to prevent any further complications and infections, if there is something, some scales or anything, scabs over it, you are given the full instruction how to wash it. So do follow the post care instructions to get optimum result. If you have any problem in following the instructions, you can always call us and we can guide you any number of times, but please take good aftercare of the hair transplant. So after you underwent hair transplant, if there occurred some medical problem with you or some allergy, like some people experience minoxidil allergy, the topical minoxidil, or any blood pressure or diabetes or any other medical problem which wasn't there before, then this can affect the overall health of your body and can affect the growth pattern of the hair also. So it may not grow as satisfactorily as it should. You can share and subscribe this video to your near and dear ones. If you want to know more about cost of hair transplant, click on the video on the left. And if you want to see a testimonial of one of our hair transplant patients, please click on the video on the right.